cash on me, man. I actually don't got no cash.
Cash.
Alright, Shalawam.
Shalawam.
Right, first and foremost, we want to give all praises to the Most High.
Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Kakadash.
Double honors to apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, Shalawam, and all the brothers, of course, the few sisters pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Today, man, we're going to talk to you about being indifferent. Okay, yeah, we're going to care about, righteousness and getting things done in this place, but you got to have a sense of detachment so that you can just do your job. Because Babylon will drive you crazy. These people will drive you crazy. The plantation will drive you crazy. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that can pull on you too much emotionally. You can't be into that. That's why Apostle Abba always talks about stoicism. See? But the elder has a precept. I'll read it for you. What is it again?
What's it? I got it right here, bro.
Okay.
St. John 3:30. He must increase, but I must decrease. He that cometh from above is above all, and he that is of the earth is earthly, and speaketh of earth.
Right. So you got to put away the earthly attachments. This is the part of man not loving his own life. The Lord has particular things get on your damn nerves. He has the time being shrunk, so you can't even get all the shit you want to get done. All for the purpose of you just focusing on him.
Right.
Doing what you're supposed to do for the mission. Okay? He intentionally has our life set up so that we stop caring about this place. That's intentional. So you don't get stressed out about the things of the world. Focus on the mission. That's the solution to your frustrations. See? You got something you want to say? I got to get my precept.
What you got?
I got the Philippians 4:12. One second. I want to see how it reads in the NLT real quick.
I got this right here for you.
Okay.
Philippians 4:12. I know both how to be abased.
Brought low. Okay, it's gonna be situations in your life where shit just ain't going right. You might have situations in your life where money not coming in, people fucking with you. Brothers know from experience. You know from experience. But there's a particular mindset and conduct that you're supposed to have regardless of what's going on in your personal life. Go ahead, bro.
And I know how to abound.
So when things are going good. There's a lot of niggas, when they get a little money in their pocket, they forget the Lord. They get a little money in their pocket, they start feeling themselves and being overly invested in this kingdom that's set for demolition. You can't be that way. You got to be somebody that has a happy medium. I'm going to look up the definition of happy medium too. See you on that precept, brother.
Everywhere and in all things, I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need.
So you know how to conduct yourself as a spiritual man, regardless of the situation, your carnal situation, your worldly situation. You want to speak on the elder?
Well, now it's just, when you brought low, it's just, we read all these scriptures about, taking it cheerfully, things of that nature, when you, or the Lord is chastising you, because He's dealing with you as a son. We know these things, but you have to implement it. So there's a certain level of peace, that comes over you, because you know that you're going through these things.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The Most High is dealing with you. On the flip side of that too, when you get some money, you know how to be humble because you understand what it feels like to be brought low. Where it talks about that in Sirach, right? In the day of your riches, loosely paraphrasing, remember your days of poverty. Because it's all according to the will of Yahawah by Yahawashi. Because when you get money in your pocket, you'll forget about the Lord and say, you know what, let me figure out ways to get it. And that could lead to, your demise. When you brought low, you can start thinking about doing things that's devious. And that could be your demise.
Yeah.
So you always want to have spiritual balance in this thing.
And the way you achieve spiritual balance is focusing on the mission, focusing on Yahawashi. This is that definition for happy medium. And this will clear up what we're saying even more. It says a state or way of doing something that avoids extremes.
Right.
Often combining the best of two opposite states ways of doing something. So
Right.
like the elder said, we avoid extremes. You don't want too much and too little. The Lord gives you just what you need to do your job. You understand? And you got to be okay with that in this walk. That's a good place to be in the spirit.
Right.
You want to speak on it?
No, when you just focus on the Lord, because this word can get you caught up. There's so many, like the bro said, you know what I'm saying? This brother said, man, there's so many things that pulls on you emotionally that can drive you to go certain things, in particular that family, man. You know? Hey, because, you know, contrary to popular belief, you know, brothers take care of their family. We're not out here just, you know, going home, you know, socking our wife in the mouth.
This chicken cold.
Yeah, this chicken cold. You know, man. I'm so tired of these goddamn signs. It's like, no, bro. You know, brothers go to work and stuff like that, and this world can weigh on you, especially as things are getting more uncertain out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? People are losing their jobs, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And that uncertainty can cause a level of anxiety, especially when it happens to you. You know what I'm saying? Because you want your family to be in a good situation. You don't want to think about the extremities of what happened to your family, be out, you know, your family out there, you know what I'm saying, in a cold somewhere, or you gotta deal with an eviction. You don't want to deal with that as a man.
I got a couple precepts. A bunch of precepts start running through my mind as you spoke. This is Matthew 10 and 37 in the GNT. It says, "Those who love their father or mother more than me are not fit to be my disciples. Those who love their son or daughter more than me are not fit to be my disciples." And I got a precept that's going to explain this, because we always go into it, it's just saying that your love for the mission and the Lord and being obedient to Him is such a gap between that and your family. It would seem as though that you hate Him. That's how it says it in the KJV.
Right.
Hate not thy father or mother. But there's a precept in the Apocrypha that explains it. It tells you not give not thy children power over thee. Yeah.
Right.
Children,
Right. Because, and again, we're not saying, oh man, this disregard it, or man, you shouldn't be stressed over that. You should, hey man, we're in this flesh, so of course these emotions are going to arise. But that stone has to be your foundation. Yahawashi has to be that foundation to where, okay, you fall on hard times, right? Things are looking shaky. Who are you going to fall on? Are you going to fall on your flesh? You know, you going to stop coming out to the camp?
Right.
You unemployed and dang on, instead of you going out to the camp, you like, man, forget that, man. I need to look for a job. I ain't got time to do the work.
You gotta have faith that the Lord gonna put you back on your feet.
Exactly.
You still look for a job, but you don't neglect your spiritual responsibility,
Right.
which hold a greater weight.
You don't get so engulfed in uncertainty that you become depressed to where you're not moving in the spirit of Yahawashi.
That's a lack of faith.
Right? Which shows a lack of faith. And it talks about that in James. Right? You're being unwavering. You're being wavering.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You know what he meant.
You know? Right.
You know what he meant.
But you know, gotta clarify.
Yeah.
You're being wavering, man. And the Most High not gonna bless that.
I got a precept for you, Elder.
Go ahead.
It's Sirach 33 and 19. It says, "Never as long as you live." And this is in the GNT, Sirach 33 and 19 in the GNT. "Never as long as you live, give anyone power over you, whether son, wife, brother, or friend. Don't give your property to anyone in this one. You might change your mind and have to ask for it back."
Right.
But the point in the beginning of it, just for the elder, you know, you don't let anybody have power over how you conducting yourself, because then they become your master. Mike Tyson said that in a podcast actually. He said when you let somebody change how you act, you let them become your master. They enter into your inner world.
Right.
See?
Women are very good at that. They're very subtle at doing certain things to affect your mood. You know, to stop you from doing certain things or stop you from saying certain things, even in this truth, man. You know, you have to overcome that. You have to see and recognize Satan. Like, okay, this is Satan. You know, trying to stop me.
That you really gotta start thinking like that when you in this truth. When you have interactions with people, when people, you know, certain thoughts, you gotta realize everything is spiritual. The situations you end up in, you gotta realize, don't stop just acting and saying. Start filtering your actions and thoughts through the spirit, and you'll find yourself handling things the way you ought to.
Yeah, because Satan does that on the left-hand side. You know, you around a couple of, you know, some wise guys, the street niggas, they already trying to analyze you. They're already trying to figure out ways where either you are a threat or they could use you. You know, when it's truth, it's not that. You know, we're service of Yahawashi, so we're looking in a spiritual sense, in a humble sense of how this person gonna be asset to my spiritual walk. And the majority of people, they're not gonna be assets to your spiritual walk, bro. They're gonna be a detriment. When you going to work, right? Them guys that are being hella cool, or even if they cool, you gotta be circumspect with what you say, what you do, because somebody who can see you excelling or see your spirit, they're trying to figure out ways to take you out, bro.
Yeah, put your light out.
Right. Family members too.
They're just the same way we're vessels or puppets for Yahawashi. Most of the majority of these people, they're puppets for Satan on the left-hand side.
Right.
You got to know that. This is a precept for you. This 1 Peter 5 and 7 in the NLT. The point is in 8. It says, give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. Stay alert. Watch out for your great enemy, the devil. Right. He prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour.
Right. Hey, Satan is looking for a nigga moment. He's looking for a reason to put you in a compromising situation. Right?
Looking for an instance to where you slip up, when you didn't apply the spirit, when you didn't apply Yahawashi. Elder Shalawam says that all the time. Apply Yahawashi. All right? So that nigga moment, you got to realize the people around you, they're puppets, the same way you're a puppet. You're a puppet in righteousness, they're a puppet for evil. If you know that, if you start to look and deal with people that way, like, okay, this person ain't serving who I'm serving, you'll start to deal with them differently. You know, you'll start to speak to them differently. You know what I mean? You'll be careful about how you maneuver around people. You come into this truth, Jake don't really think like that. He's telling everything.
Or they think that this knowledge that they have, they can overcome anything and everything. They're very idealistic.
No, some people are allotted to destruction. Some people are, it's fixed. The Lord has it fixed to where they can't get it regardless. You see? So you gotta move wise, harmless as a dove and wise as a serpent. There's a time and place for everything. When you go to Ecclesiastes 3, the scriptures talk about that.
I got something for you. Wisdom of Solomon, let's see here, 2 and 12. Righteous, and this is in the G&T. This is the weakest speaking. It says, righteous people are nothing but a nuisance. So let's look for chances to get rid of them.
Ooh, this is the mindset of a carnal individual. Okay? They actually have gas in the tank to tear down anything that's righteous. That's why fathers, masculinity, accountability, all these concepts and things are what torn down in the society. It's really within people to go against righteousness, to go against the order that the Lord set up.
Right. And within these people, you could give them grace and things of that nature, and they're looking for that one time that you slipped up so they can harp on it. Well, you did this to me, you said this to me, to justify their feelings, bro.
Yeah, the same way when our apostles went up with polite. They need, that's the only thing they ever
needed that one.
They needed that one moment so that they could go back to it, which we explained it 1,000 times. All right? It's been explained 1,000 times that rape happens, and the Lord has a law on how to deal with it when it happens. Duh. But you people, y'all wanting to spin it because y'all wanted the cop-out card to say, y'all can't hold us accountable. Y'all said this.
Right.
You got it.
They are against what we do. They accuse us of breaking the law of Moses and violating the traditions of our ancestors. They claim to know the Most High, and they call themselves the Lord's children. We can't stand the sight of people like that. What they are contradicts our whole way of thinking. They are not like other people. They have strange ways. They think that our moral standards are so corrupt that everything we do should be avoided. They boast of having the Most High for their Father and believe that when all is said and done, only the righteous will be happy. But we'll see if that's true.
Yeah, and we're at that point in the Lord's timeline where it's, hey, we'll see. Because most people, they're completely cemented and subscribed in their beliefs, okay? So everybody's picking their side. Even before the mark of the beast is implemented, people are picking their side and standing up and fighting for it. You hop online, everybody is fighting for their philosophy. Right. People, that's all people do. They get online and they argue all day about their philosophy, their God. You got it.
Yep. And it's coming to all this is coming to a head. All this stuff we see, these various schisms in the people is coming to the head. The feminism versus traditionalism, so-called white, so-called black. You know what I'm saying? So-called white against the northern tribe, the Latinos. You know what I'm saying? The right versus the left, the Republican versus Democrat. It's a big powder keg that's going to explode, right?
It's going to turn from just talking to physical.
And we're the outliner. We're the outliner.
Outliner, yep.
Right? You have this chart.
Yeah.
And, certain data on the chart. You got the dots and you got the outliners to where we're not a part of any of it.
Yeah.
Right?
We're looking at things from a bird's eye view. Everybody thinks their solution is carnally based. We know that the way this place gets fixed as a whole is that a whole new rulership is established coming from the heavens.
Right.
See?
And the fact that we believe that puts a target on our back.
Yeah, but it's to say he that departed from evil make himself a prey.
Right. We'll read this again. Wisdom of Solomon 2:13. They claim to know God, and they call themselves the Lord's children. We can't stand the sight of people like that.
Ooh.
What they are contradicts our whole way of thinking.
Bro, people can't stand the sight of us when they had an interaction with we were like they walking down the street. People will cross the whole street. We really make people's stomach turn. There's people who have dedicated their whole life
To
disproving us.
Right.
That's what you have apologists. And these apologists get funded by Christians from all over the world just to focus on trying to disprove us.
Yep. They get paid to go to certain churches to
Give them talking points.
Yeah, get them basically sessions on the Hebrew Israelism, like vocab alone says.
Yeah, to soothe their congregation and put them back to sleep.
Right, but the same people have absolutely nothing to say about the smart-adders over there committing all types of atrocities.
Bro.
Not just starting, a few years back. They've been doing wicked shit for decades, man.
Never have I seen them do a video sit down about the evil that's going on over there. Never have I seen them do a sit down and say, hey, the small hat, they don't acknowledge Jesus.
Right.
They don't spit on you go to Israel, you're talking about Jesus.
Right.
They don't go into that.
Right. But they say that they're for Israel, and then I bring up what's that, Genesis 12, bless the nation who bless you, you'll be blessed.
Yeah.
Right? You got these so-called black Christians, they'll quote that. But they won't bring out the atrocities that these guys are doing.
Right. And are you really being blessed? Has America, since 1947, has America really been blessed since they helped the state of Israel be established? Or has it been feminism? Okay, all these people,
Israel was winning for America was winning for a minute.
Look at the end result of it, though.
Yeah.
Look at the end result of this relationship.
Now look at it.
The same end result that every nation who got in bed with Amalek has been in. Germany. Okay, the small hats was kicked out of Russia before Ukraine. The small hats was kicked out of Russia before they went to Germany because they tried to kill the Tsar. So they got kicked out of the country. You can't kill the president of the country. Right? And the only nation that would take them in Europe was Germany. And then Germany became basically the Sodom and Gomorrah of the world.
Right.
And then that regime came in with the guy with the pencil stash, and he tried to get all that shit up out of there. But look at the end result of their nation. Everywhere these people go, just like it says in Habakkuk 2:5, it is as death. The conditions of death follow them. Nobody's blessed dealing with this, man. That's why all the nations are looking for a plan B to find a way out of his central banking system. Or trying to figure out how to, how can we still have some kind of sovereignty and say so dealing with these people. They're trying to figure it out because they realize it's no benefit really in dealing with this man. you're basically bullied into dealing, like Debo.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Nobody's blessed in this society except the small. They're living in their blessing, all right? And what we're out here advocating for is for the new government to be established, and everybody's going to benefit from a righteous rulership, like he talks about in Proverbs 29. Okay? So we're focused on the big picture. Just to bring it all the way back home. We're not gonna sit here and get too caught up with a Christian or these little small nuanced stuff. We want righteousness to be established on the earth, man. These people, they don't desire that. The apologists, they don't desire that. They just want to stay here and keep singing that same raggedy ass wrestling song. Okay? All right, now I gotta. You still read something, right?
Nah.
Okay. Now this is Ecclesiastes 13, because we talked about everybody in their talking points online, how they're arguing for everybody. We gotta worship my God. Some people's God is feminism. These are other philosophies and other ways that people subscribe to when they base their life around it. It's become a God to them, right? Some people, science is their God, or the falsehood of science. But check this out. People out here, they listen to whoever has carnal gain. We brought this up a couple weeks ago, right? So I want to get Sirach 13, and it says, when a rich man speaketh. Check it out. Verse 2, you can break it down, Spawn. Sirach 13 and 22. When a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. Right. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him.
But and that's exactly what you see going on with these smart headers on there. You know, these smart headers commit all types of atrocities throughout the world. Hey, I seen a news clip in Las Vegas. You had this smart header basically doing these not drug rings, but arrest like rings on a falsehood. You know, basically getting Jake locked up, Judah, the so-called nigga, locked up. And this guy here, they checked his his laptop. This guy got
Child,
you see that?
Child P on his laptop.
He a PDF file, man. If you get my drift.
Yeah, man.
But this guy only gets 4 years. Only get 4 years, but yet they say that black fatigue is real.
It is.
which true, but
people
you've always had black fatigue since we got here, bro. You've always made certain mantras to rationalize your hate.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you always make strong endeavors to keep Jake at a dilapidated state, so you could accuse them.
These are the brethren.
So don't get it twisted, bro. And Esau, Edom knows is good at accusing other people so he could rationalize doing wickedness. Yeah. And people who have money and esteem to have money, they'll say, well, he's right. Black fatigue. I am tired. We're tired. We've been tired. We're tired of niggas too. Hey, the Lord's tired of niggas. 2/3. So we get it, right? We take accountability, but at the same time, who's ruling this place?
The source of it is Esau.
What's the source? What's the source of child P? What's the source of P in general? Small hatters. What's capitalism? Right. Predator capitalism. Usury.
Predatory lending.
Right. Predatory lending or redlining. Gerrymandering, which gerrymandering is basically districting a certain county to where certain people votes, have left strength. Yeah. And they're doing that right now in Texas. There's controversy about redistricting going on here in Texas.
It's like when you grade with a curve. So like when you got the certain counties, certain demographic or ethnic race of people are in this county. It's like their votes don't hold as much weight as a zip code like Frisco.
Right. So, so say for instance, we're in an affluent area. We're in Frisco. We're in Plano, Prosper, and there's an area in Dallas that's kind of bad,
Dallas.
right?
South Dallas.
That would say we're going to redistrict this place right? So this county is lumped into the county of Frisco area, Plano, right? And we know that people from this dilapidated area, they don't vote. So all we have to do in order to get certain things passed is lump them in to where their portion of votes, right, is diluted.
Yeah.
So we could come in, we could justification can happen.
Yep.
Tougher laws can happen in these regions.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Just all kind of shady tactics.
Right.
There's really no escape from the hatred of our nemesis.
Right.
In this place.
And somehow, somewhere, he's able to blame you.
Yeah.
But the source of this wickedness is Esau Edom. It says in Job 9:24 that the earth is given to the hands of the wicked because of the face of the judge thereof. It's not where and who is it.
Yeah. The scriptures also talk about, you mentioned our people, yeah, we tired of niggas, but the scriptures say the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seducing them. All the bullshit they do, they learned it from you.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna read this.
And he's able to do it because of money. Because he has the resources.
So he looks the part.
He looks the part. He's able to put on a suit and tie and look sophisticated.
A phallic symbol.
Right. But when he'll lead, he'll be at a fucking political conference and they're doing all types of wickedness with one another.
Shit, I'm about to read this again and make a point. It
You
says,
know?
Sirach 13 and 22, it says, when a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speak of things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. You had Donald Trump, President of the United States. They asked him, and he had Triple H, the WWE wrestler behind him. He on the podium, they asked him, why isn't he friends with Jeffrey anymore? He said, he stole from me. He stole an employee from me. He was talking about a 60-year-old girl. Nobody's upset about it.
Right.
The lady that was Jeffrey's wife, there's pictures of her and Donald Trump all throughout the years. When they went and asked her, did she have a relationship, did she see Donald Trump?
I ain't never met him.
Yeah. These people are justified to do evil.
Right. Well, you got President Donald Trump saying, this guy's Benjamin Netanyahu, he's a great guy. All these war crimes that he has against him, they should be dropped immediately. And this guy, his regime is starving children, bombing hospitals indiscriminately. Yet somehow, some way, you got black fatigue. And your motherfucking ass did all this wickedness throughout the earth.
Boy, oh my goodness. The porn problem in the earth, y'all are the head of it. Y'all own all the porn industry.
I mean, your tongue walking throughout the earth, and look what you see now.
Yeah.
Feminism is reigning in the Western culture, and look at the plight of Western culture. People are not having enough children.
Yep.
Divorce rate is at an all-time high. Suicide is at an all-time high. Obesity, drug usage.
Same.
You have people that's from 25 to 35. They're off themselves by consuming too much drugs.
Yeah. Addicts. And this is the same results everywhere this group of people have went. This is how the country turns out. It's a cancer. The mindset they push is a cancer wherever they go. You understand?
I got it real quick.
Okay, got it.
Isaiah 5:20. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, and put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Now you gotta ask yourself when we read these precepts, what people are making family a bad thing? What people are forwarding individualism? What people are trying to justify, hey, there's some people that's just attracted to kids. What people are justifying this if you're trying to identify the wicked of the Bible? Who is this wicked people that are doing the working of Satan like it talks about in 2 Thessalonians?
Right.
Is it not plain? But we the problem.
Yeah, but somehow a punk kid from South Dallas stealing or throwing up gang signs, that's the problem of the earth.
That's the problem with the earth. You can't afford a fucking house. You can't afford to live. You have no hope of owning anything.
None.
Is it those little kids in CVS? Is that their fault? Dumbass. But people they focus on the things that they can see. And And like the scriptures say, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers in high places.
Right.
Okay, so they never think to look at the rulers of this world. Oh, they couldn't. They would.
Yeah.
You know?
I heard somebody say, Jake say, I was out there playing ball. Jake said, when Barack Obama got in office, he said, shit, we was in a cliff, cliff. He's like, shit, black people ain't got no excuse now, shit. I'm like empty in my mind. Like,
you're an idiot. You're crazy. No, you're an idiot.
You're crazy. You don't get it. You don't get it, do you? Our people are that naive to really think that, hey, just pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
Yeah, but that's
everything will be fine. But then you pull yourself up by the bootstraps and move to that neighborhood, and you can't even walk down the damn neighborhood with a fucking Indian chasing your ass. Do you live here? Do you live here?
Calling the police on your ass.
Calling police on your ass. And that goes back to what the brother had just brought out. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities.
Yeah. It's a philosophy and a mindset that has polluted all the minds of the people on the earth. So it's not something that, it's not just like this one pinpoint issue that you can, I can fix it here. And this whole place has to be renovated because the minds of the people have been polluted. When you go to Habakkuk 2, it talks about, I got to get it, bro.
No, you keep talking, I'll get it, bro.
In Habakkuk 2, it talks about the wine that he's pushed, okay, meaning the philosophy. Everybody's mindset is polluted with the so-called white man's perspective of right and wrong, which we know all that he pushes is death. You got it?
Habakkuk 2 and 3, 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Okay, it's talking about the wicked. It's not upright. He doesn't judge righteous judgment. We just read, the elder just read, woe unto them that prescribe, evil for good. Paraphrasing. You got it.
But the just shall live by faith.
But the elect of the nation of Israel, they're going to walk up righteously towards the Lord to the best of their ability. This is the main conflict in the earth. To most people with the carnal eye, we don't seem like the threat to the powers that be, but we are actually the threat, the spirit. You got it. But Yahawashi is a threat, and he works through his men. You got it.
Yea, also, because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man.
So the wine here is talking about yayan. It's not talking about the little wine you drink. It's talking about the philosophies of a man. Most people never had their own original thought. They never sat there and thought about, is this actually right? They go along with the white man's standard of right and wrong. So that's why when we'll come out in the scriptures and say, hey, you're not supposed to do that, it just baffles people. It baffles people when we say, hey man, it's a wicked thing for you to be looking at your woman's wife. It's a wicked thing for a woman to be having recreational sex. Right. That's wicked.
That's awful.
That's all. That it leads to so much corruption in the society. Oh, they hate women. They couldn't even fathom that their perspective of right and wrong is fucked up.
It's a term called consonant dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance.
Baby, forget.
Yeah. I'm trying I ain't say that right.
You know what he meant, goddammit.
Where you get this, you're presented a new way of thinking, and you automatically dismiss it because of what's being implanted in you.
Yeah, it doesn't align with your foundational beliefs.
Well, there's a saying called the paradox of tolerance, which states that in order for you to be tolerant, it means you accept modes, you accept any religion, right? You have to be intolerant to intolerance. So anybody that comes around and says, well, this is the right way according to God,
okay,
you can't tolerate that.
Because that takes a stance.
You can't tolerate that. That's the mindset here. The paradox of intolerance. So when you stand up for something that's righteous, they can't stand you. Like it said in Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter in the GMT. It's a problem.
Grabbing a bucket.
Exactly. And that comes from what? That comes from Esau Edom's way of thinking. Esau Edom has sophisticatedly push Satanism in the world.
That's it. All the way from when you're a child, you're taught to think like an Edomite.
Yep.
You got it, bro.
That's right. Back to Wisdom of Solomon 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine.
Philosophy.
Yes, sir. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
Man, he wants everybody to subscribe to his way. That's why America, they sent Kamala Harris back 3 years ago to go speak to a country in Africa about their rainbow rights.
Right.
Why?
Got it.
What does that have to do with you? They need everybody to subscribe to their way, ultimately to finish their ultimate plan, which is to ship everybody, for everybody to look at them as the Most High. You understand? So they can have complete dominion, and they can stop the prophecy of Jacob ruling. Because Jacob is the one that has the everlasting kingdom, not them. So they're trying to figure out how to prolong their expiration date. You got it.
He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
And also, I'll mention that America has the most embassies of any country by far on the earth. Right. Any nation you go, you want to go, you get your passport. I'm gonna go to Thailand. Yeah. There's a U.S. embassy there.
Right there.
Come niggas right over there.
Yep.
You know? Mm-hmm. You go to Brazil, there's a U.S. embassy. Right. You go to Colombia, there's a U.S. embassy. Right. Okay.
Right. And then wherever you go, I guarantee that America has some influence on that region. Right. And even have ignited like a war in that region. Brother brought up Thailand, Vietnam, yep. Right? The Vietnam War, all that to stop the spread of communism.
That's it.
Right? Put up their whole country. Hey, Vietnam is still in shambles. A lot of people don't even know that. Vietnam is still in shambles to this day because of they war, man.
Big deal.
Right, when your infrastructure is messed up, guess what? And you don't have the money to grow, what's going to happen to your people there? Your people are going to be in a dilapidated state. That's precisely what happened, man. Right, so this man, he doesn't keep it at home. He spreads his philosophy. Now, if you read in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, this is, Habakkuk is actually speaking against the Assyrians, which we can spiritually link the Assyrians to America, because the Assyrians had the mindset that it was they've been endowed by their God, to conquer the world.
Yeah.
And the king was a vice regent of basically their God. Okay, and if they didn't continue to conquer the world would be unbalanced. This is the same mindset that Esau Edom uses to rule this world. Okay? Under the guise of Christian nationalism, they say, oh, Trump has been anointed by God. He has the Holy Ghost to lead this place. He's a vice regent of the Holy Ghost. Right? So with that pride and that philosophy, this man doesn't keep it home. Go back to Habakkuk, still in Habakkuk 2:5, it says, who enlarges his desire is hell and is as death.
It is as death. It's saying that this man, he's the border of wickedness, like the scriptures say. He is as death. Wherever he goes, the conditions of hell and death follow this man. Hell is a living condition. Okay? Heaven is a living condition. Right now, the nation of Israel, we're living in a hellish state. We're at the bottom in every sense of the word. Okay? But the conditions, the person ruling that creates this atmosphere for that to be a possibility is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. You got it.
But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
All right, so to infect everybody. When you have a cancer in your body, it's on a rampage to get every cell, to get in every cell, to spread. This man is the virus of the earth. It's telling you what he's about. But you still got niggas trying to think the white man to change to this day. This is his motive. This is the inner workings of the so-called white man. He's not up to any good. The Lord created him to be that way, for that purpose. What is that? Proverbs 16:4. The Lord created all things for himself, yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. Come on now. They think they can override what the Most High has set in place. And that goes with many things. Even the condition we're put in. They think they can currently or financially override the condition that we're put in.
Good luck.
It's not going to happen, nigga.
Yeah, you might make yourself okay, but what about your virginity? His ass begging for money just like the rest of them.
That nigga through. We all through.
You might well get a paragraph, nigga. Back to it. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, that which is not his?
That's Esau Edom. Micah 2 talks about how he went around the earth renaming the damn lands.
He did that.
To go around and kill you, say that he you. Oh, this is my house. I'm gonna live here. It's like, hold up, this what? This man is treacherous down to the very fibers of his being. He's not to be trusted. Yep, it's right back on. It's right back on. Yeah, and this man. All right, go ahead.
All right. How long? And to him that layeth himself with deep clay.
That clay is dead when you look up the word, okay? And how does he rule and keep the nations even in subjugation? You have a quote from Nathan de Rothschild. What did he say? I care not who makes the nation's laws as long as I print their money. So at that, all the nations are in debt. You have to ask yourself, damn, America, trillions of dollars in debt. Who are they really in debt to? Who do they owe money?
Right.
You got to ask yourself that. They owe it to the banks. And who owns those banks? The banking families. And it goes back to the top tribe of Edom, which is Amalek. Okay, we talk about Vanguard and BlackRock, and the CEO Larry Fink. He's the front man that the Rothschilds and those families use. And even you, when you get your check, it's taxed by the state. You got the federal tax. So you paying your overseer and you paying the banks. Okay? You're subject to payments, and now you're in this wage slavery. Okay? To where you're constantly in debt. Even down to the little guy like us. From the nations to the little guy, he rules using debt.
Yep.
Which that's how you make a slave out of a person. Yep. You got it.
Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, in a wake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them?
Yeah, man. You can go to Obadiah, what's that, verse 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it. But it talks about everybody's motivated to turn on this man. His allies are going to turn on this man.
Obadiah, yeah, you're right. Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy has brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee.
The people you had alliances with, the people that were seemingly on their side, they're just waiting for it out. And when they find the opportunity to turn on your ass, they're gonna take it. It's written in the scriptures. You got to do a skin on it.
Well, no, I was just, as you speak, I was thinking about the Revelation 17 chapter. Peace shall hate to whom? Back to it, it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
They set a trap. They come up with a plan B. Everybody, people been having backdoor. There's leaders in countries that actually have backdoor plans. If this happened, this how we'll respond. These conversations are happening. Everybody's looking for a way to get from underneath his thumb. Okay? So this devil has plans, but it's not going to go. It's written. The Lord is showing you that his plan isn't going to go the way you think it's going to go. Yeah, that was it on that. Unless you had something to say.
Just a little bit. There is none understanding in him.
It's like, when you do something to a person to where you can't pay them off. It's a scripture that talk about that. It's a scripture that talk about it's certain when somebody wants revenge, you can't pay them off. It'll come to me later. I'll probably think about it when it kind of hit me when I'm in the car. But that's how these nations are gonna be. Shit, that's how Yahawashi is gonna be when he returns. You ain't gonna be able to pay Yahawashi off. Ain't gonna be no deal that you can cut. This man's destiny is to be recompensed for all the evil that he's done. This also gives the believers comfort, knowing that, hey, the end of the wicked, he ain't gonna succeed. He ain't just gonna skip off into the sunlight. He's gonna be recompensed, like it talks about in Revelation 18:6. Double unto her, double according to her works. Okay? These are things from your day to day that gives you the composure to deal with all the bullshit that we gotta deal with on a regular basis. Yeah, I can't, it's not hitting me exactly. Where's Benaiah when you need him?
Right.
You know what I mean? He will remember exactly how the scripture goes.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about too, right?
I feel like it's in Sirach.
I feel like it is. I just need to remember one part of how it's worded and I can find it. Yeah, man, but it ain't gonna be no deal this devil to cut. Every time he's been confronted with his evils, he's found a way to worm out of it. Even when they were taken down, all right, before the Renaissance period, they found a way to weasel their way back into it. There's not gonna be any weaseling. Right. Once he's put down this time, he's gonna stay down. All right? I don't know why I keep doing that, but
No, I was seeing what the bro had.
Oh, somebody put something on there?
Yeah, I was like, shoot, maybe he got it.
He's just saluting us. Yeah, man. But yeah, the whole reality of this so-called white man's end, okay, is captivity and bondage. But we say that, and people look at us like we tripping.
Right.
They got you in bondage right now, but when the Lord says, we read that the Lord's going to put them in captivity, we can get that. You can get the heathen for thine inheritance, or you can even get break them with the rod of iron. Part of having dominion of the earth is having dominion over the people in the earth. This is going to be the reality upon the establishment of the kingdom of heaven. And there's a subset of people, a particular family, who's going to rule with it. Huh?
I'm thinking out loud, like I thought that was the Psalms.
The Psalms?
No, what you had, you quoted,
Yeah.
for thy inheritance.
Yeah.
So
yeah. This is a part of the gospel. But a Christian, they think the whole gospel is just God love everybody. You dumbass nigga, we're talking about a rulership being established. We're talking about a government being established. When you go to Isaiah 9:6, it talks about the government being upon the Lord's shoulder. You ask most Christians what the kingdom of heaven even is, they ain't gonna be able to give it to you in detail. Definitely ain't gonna be able to go to no scriptures and show you. You got it, Jaquan.
Psalm 2:8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
So dominion over people is a part of the gospel. God loves everybody. Is that really true? There's the people that he hated in the scriptures too, that he created to hate. After this, we'll get 2 Ezra 6. 2 Ezra 6 and 54, but continue on.
Okay. In the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
That's it. So dominion over the earth and the people in it. That doesn't sit right with a niggard. He starts to suffer from what you mentioned earlier, cognitive dissonance. Right? Yeah, I never heard that. Yeah, you never heard it before because you're a demon. Right. All right, you gotta renew your mind.
Yes, sir. Jay can't see this world without Esau Edom because he worships Esau Edom. That's his God. You know, Jake. When it comes to hating other people, especially Judah, they're totally fine with hating one another.
Yeah, they can do that.
But killing one another. You know what I'm saying? They'll make songs about. I heard one dude say, "I hate you niggas." KKK.
Yeah, that was Detroit.
Yeah.
T Grizzly.
And T Grizzly said that, and then there was another nigga that fuck with T Grizzly. Ray something.
Yeah,
that
Ray,
nigga.
yeah.
That nigga said that shit, bro.
I seen a compilation the other day.
Yeah.
They interview all the gang members in LA. Then niggas getting out of jail. He said, I bang on everything black. He said, you know, I'm cool with the Mexicans and, you know, the skinheads and, you know, they cool, they do tattoos. But anything black, I'm banging on it. It's like, what the fuck? Right. This is a people that
skinhead, bro.
These niggas say they cool with the skinheads.
Right.
The area.
But you niggas are a problem to one another. And a lot of you niggas, you got daddy issues. So you hate male figures.
Yep, male authority.
Male authorities. A lot of you guys even have mama issues because your mama wasn't worth a damn.
Shit. Your mama didn't fuck with you.
Right.
Because she was looking at you, look just like your daddy. So she just ain't fuck with your ass. So you hate any kind of authority. You hate any kind of thing, anything resembling order. That's our people problem. Anything that resembles order, and hey, you gotta do this is how we do things, you against it.
They hate anything of order that comes from their own people.
Yeah.
That's something that's so-called black.
Yeah, they'll listen to the white man.
Yeah.
Damn white man can walk through Compton right now and nobody will say a damn thing.
All you need is a clipboard and some khakis on.
And they'll be like, oh, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
Ain't nobody
hide the beard behind his back.
Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna say, where you from, cuz?
Nope. All you gotta do is just, you'll find out. This nigga be an ex-dope fiend.
Yeah.
All you gotta do, all you gotta do is clean up, bro.
And then you just have a fear of embedded in you. But when you see your brother, you don't care where he from, what he, you know what I mean? These niggas ride around LA and all over the world looking for somebody that walks, talks, and acts just like them.
Take a place.
They looking to off themselves. They self-destructive.
Right.
But when the Lord has promised for us to rule over these people that you submit to, that you go along with anything they say, I'm gonna read it to you. In 2nd Ezra 6 and 54. Where is that? 2nd Ezra 6 and 54, all right, it reads. I'm in 1st Ezra, I'm tripping. I knew I was. Why you didn't tell me I was tripping?
I'm just trying to help you out. I'm trying to support you.
Just let me over here. It's 2nd Ezra 6 and 54. It says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. The people also whom thou hast chosen. So the Lord has a chosen people. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes, for that chosen people's sakes. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, which is spit, and is likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So understand, man, we're not equal to these other nations. There's a standard that was given to us that we're supposed to walk in. We're supposed to be like the big brother to all the nations. The example of how to be. But look at the state you niggas are in. Who put you in that state? The Lord gave you over to that state. That's in Isaiah, 42? Who gave them over to the looters? Okay? The Lord put you in that state. And he told you there was only one way to get out of it. It's repentance and obedience. But only the elect of the nation of Israel is gonna revert back to that obedience. Yeah, Isaiah 42. And let's see here. Right here. Okay,
Who gave Jacob for a school?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then GNT is saying who gave him over to the looters.
Right.
I love that one because you've been robbed.
One in the GNT?
Yeah.
I got it in mine.
Okay, come.
Right here.
Yeah, the GNT said who gave him over to the looters. I read that and I said, oh, damn.
Yeah, GNT.
Because any intellectual property that you've had, any physical property that you've had has been stolen from you. From the same people, I might add. But you don't see Jake wanting no smoke with them. This nigga done hit a lick on you every year on the dot. you've been stolen from. You got it.
Isaiah 42
All the things.
and 24 in the GNT. Who gave Israel over to the looters?
Woo.
It was Yahawah himself.
So the Lord put you in this position. The Lord made you the laughing stock of the earth. The Lord made you the base people of the earth. Okay? So you got to go to him for the solution to fix it. You got to make amends with the Most High. But you never really take that serious and turn to the Lord. The women at the end of the day, you hold them, they'll go to the church to try to look the part so they don't look like a hoe no more, because it ain't cool to be an old hoe. So then
Nowadays
yeah. But look how them hoes be looking when they get old. It's rare that a hoe be decent looking and old. So, you know, a lot of them, they try to turn to a religious woman. All right? But even the men, they ain't in church no more. Ain't nobody really into the Most High like that. Except us and the people that set up the scarf. Everybody else, they worshiping the preacher more than the creator, like it talks about in Romans 1. You got it.
Who gave Israel over to the looters? It was Yahawah himself, against whom we sinned. We would not live as he wanted us to live, or obey the teaching he gave us. So he made us feel the force of his anger.
Woo. So, again, the Lord is showing the force of his anger. So even, you know, you look at the so-called white man, but even he really, it ain't him. The Lord's allowing him to do that. So I don't even like giving this so-called white man credit like that. The Lord just allowing him to be used as the weapon. But ultimately, the problem is in the mirror. You got it.
What was that? So he made us feel the force of his anger and suffered the violence of war. Like fire, his anger burned throughout Israel, but we never knew what was happening. We learned nothing at all from it.
Niggas don't learn nothing from the mistakes or from the shit that we've done. They just keep doing the same shit over and over, which is why we were wandering around the wilderness for 40 fucking years. Same spirits are back today. But there's a remnant that the Lord is dealing with who are going to escape the cycle. We're going to put the spirit on them to escape. You had something you want to say? I'm putting
No.
Yeah, man. So, you know, we started up a little late. We had some temple business going on. But, you know, Abba, Rataza, Edifying. Want to give all praises once more, too.
Yahawashi, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Karkadash.
Want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Want to say Shalawam to all the brothers, of course, a few sisters pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon you. Shalawam.
Shalawam.